Good morning and welcome to the early bird. And thought we'd start off on the local market, the cash, the XJO or the ASX 200 here, just to sort of outline sort of where we are in the structure and the levels and so forth. This is the sort of five-wave structure we've been working with, and basically down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is an impulse wave. We're sort of nearly at the bottom here, and when we look at the SPY, we'll sort of point that out a little bit further. But I just wanted to point out that the 4,500 level here is sort of the midpoint between the 4,000 and the 5,000. So it will have some significance in a few ways, really, because once this five-wave structure down here, which is called an impulse wave, once that's complete, and we'll be looking down, say, at the 4-3 here for that, then we would be seeing a move back to the upside on this as well. So as this finishes down here, moves back up, we'll be dealing with the 4-5 again over here. So not just now, but later on when we sort of look back at the situation, we'll see how significant this 4,500 level is. But yeah, so that will be out there in the future. So yeah, look, we're looking for this to finish down through here. Then we will see a three-wave correction for wave 4 there. Not always that simple for wave 4. Wave 4s can produce triangle patterns, but we'll see that correction unfold into the 4,500 and eventually finding it as resistance, and then dropping down in another 5 waves from this structure here. So it'll be something like that, but probably more so something like that there. Yeah, so we need to work through this wave 4 here and then down for wave 5. A little bit of a problem here, because once we work into 4,500 here as wave 4, then depending on what the US market does, and also the metals and crude and so forth, our local market, of the trades that we have a lot of short trades on the weekly robo and the monthly robo. So a lot of those stops will be triggered during this process here, depending on how far this rallies back here. The normal sort of technical situation for this to pull back is the 38.2 retracement level of if I put that down to 445 there, it could come back to 46 here, really. That's where that 38.2 retracement could come back to, or the third, fourth wave of one lesser degree, which is probably in around here. So we could see it come back up this high here, which would obviously trigger out stops. So, I think that we need to be a little bit sort of flexible and diligent in terms of actually trying to take some of the profit down here, and then allowing to be stopped out through here perhaps. But this will also depend on the US market too, because if the US market is going to drop significantly, then we might be in luck and we may see this sort of fourth wave sort of get stuck under that 4-5 there more so, you know what I mean? So playing a lower part under here rather than a higher part across the 4-5 there. But we'll look at that when we look at the indices. But first of all, I want to start with the S&P 500, because there's one particular count that we need to eliminate. On the bullish side of things, yes, the whole structure is looking bearish, and we've been bearish, coming into this top here. So yeah, we've been on the right side of things. But I just want to point out that we still got this problem of this being an A wave down to here, and an A and a B and a C wave for a B wave here. We had another structure that could have placed the B wave in a triangle to here, but I need to leave this here at the top of this structure here in terms of an A wave down, and then an A and a B and a C wave for the B wave here, and then looking for 5 waves down in the C wave, where we've got down for wave 1 here, which will be plugged onto that one there, and then we've got little A, B and the C for wave 2 here. And then we've got wave 3 down to this point, wave 4 coming back up and staying under the low of wave 1 there. and then the fifth wave coming down here for wave C here. So that certainly could be a low in there really, and until that market, till that price comes back down through here and takes that out, excuse me, then this bullish A, B, C count here, which would take the prices making a new high here, would certainly be in play there. So we've, well, we need to accommodate this until we can eliminate it. So yeah, what's going to be sort of significant here as well is this number here, the 1272. I know that it doesn't look like it at this point in time, but it will. So let's see how we play out with that. So we need a new low under this 1256 here to eliminate this ABC count here. Yeah, so that bullish count sort of stands there. I was going to talk about the Dow Jones as well, but it's just a little bit sort of messy to get in here. But the same situation as with the S&P 500, of that low there being the C wave there, and looking at a 5-wave structure coming down, which would be down for 1, ABC for 2, down for 3, back for 4, and down for 5. So that's there as well. So we just need to see this play out here. Yeah, so yeah, we'll just allow that to play out. I mean, I've got all this counted as a bearish count to the downside, and this would be the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave sort of ending in there. I need to pull that apart there and see where the cash closed, but that 11,900 is where the first resistance supply starts in here. So anyway, let's see where we move from here. But this 11,800 here is also significant in a big way, because the 800 is a minor trading level 8, and it will play its part there as well. So we'll see a larger pattern play out here rather. Okay, so the FTSE. It's a bit like the Australian market really, except sort of 10 times the volume that gets traded, but also speaking in terms of the actual pattern as well, because on our local market I mentioned that we were looking at a wave 3 low coming into play, and a wave 4 and a wave 5 to come down. So that would be the case with this market here. This market works very well with the levels on all levels in all time frames. So just continue to trade with that situation in mind there. So it does appear that we've got a 5-wave structure up through here in terms of up for 1, back for 2, 3, 4, and the 5 will play out here. So essentially this is a retest of the 772 there that will play out with importance. So allow this 5-wave structure to finish, and then there'll be a 3-wave structure back down, and then another 5 up through there. Our local market here is much the same as well. I know that's a little bit sort of messy just in sort of counting this structure down through here, but as I mentioned in the other daily chart here, this one here, this bottom of this 3rd wave here that we're looking at here is basically sort of what we're looking at. So we're looking at this 3rd wave to play out here, and that would be that 3rd wave there. So we've still got the 4th there, which played across the 4,500 there. So yeah, and just breaking that down a little bit further for the people that trade the SPY here, we've basically got from this in this structure here, we've got down for 1, back for 2, then we've got the way I was sort of looking at it was we've got down for 1 here, back for 2, and there's actually the 3, 4, and 5 in there for wave 3 here. So then I was looking at wave 4 here, coming into the 3rd, 4th wave 1 less a degree, so a little bit sort of higher there, but long as it really stays above this level here, we should be all right. So today we could look at this wave 5 coming down through here to make this wave 5 here of this wave 3 here, and then we would start with this wave 4 here across the 4-5 there. Now this wave 4 here should be in 3 waves, but look, it could be a triangle. There's 11 or 12 corrections, that's debatable, but point being is that wave 4s can be complicated, and the 5 here, 5 is the second strongest number, so it will hold through here, and just be careful about trading through that range there. Keep your trading range smaller and your position size smaller as well. Once we've got some sort of pattern that we can recognize here, or we can simply see that the 4-5 is really playing out as the resistance, then you can look to short down from 4-5 down to 4-3 here. The market tends to move quite quickly between the numbers 3 and 5 and 5 and 8. Markets move quite quickly between those numbers. Markets will move slower between 1, 2 and 3, so 300, 200 and 100. They would be moving slower through there. Psychological reasons with numbers, but anyway, that's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at this market playing out across the 4-5 there. Alrighty, getting on to the drivers. First of all, we got copper. Copper was down, but not by much, but we sort of expected coming into subgroup 1 here, SG1, we've got 1, 2 and 3 here. So coming into 1, 2 and 3, 2 and 1 here, coming down to the major number, the next largest number here, 400. It was going to, that's what it does. It's group 1 slows the price down as it's coming into this larger number here. So we knew that, we understood that it will bounce around a lot, and being aware of that situation just makes life a little bit sort of easier. But we still expect this to, even though it's slowing down through here, we can still expect this to move down lower as well. The oil market, essentially we're looking at this 5-wave structure just extended a bit, but basically we're looking for 5 waves down through here, which is nearly in play there, nearly finished. So we could look at that as some sort of A wave, but normally you find the distance that a market travels across above a level will be the distance that travels below, but in this case we'll be looking for something like an A wave, a B wave pulling back up through here, and then a C wave to come down through here, probably the same distance as the distance that moved above there, so down here. The 95 and the 96.50 here are important support levels here. As you can see, they've played in over here as well, so that's continued to play out. But like I've mentioned, when we first arrived here, this market is not going very far at all. It'll stick to the strongest number. 1 is strongest number, 100, so it will just continue to play out there. But we can expect softness to be in our energy sector there while this is under 100 there, and gold has rolled over as well. In terms, we're looking for it really to find, well, we had a bearish count from here, but this move down here wasn't that terrific in terms of a 5-wave structure. It was more like in 3-wave structure, so it kind of led me to think that there would be more upside, but for upside to be done there, this was the supply level at the top of group 1, 1, 2 and 3 here, subgroup 1. So we're looking for support sitting on here. That didn't arrive, so that didn't trigger any longs at all, and then rolled over from this point here. So but we still got this sort of problem really, because yes, we will be looking for 5 waves folding down through here from this point here, but we're still really only got sort of 3 here, so this can still be an A and a B and a C wave down to this point here, even though that we have a wave count that suggests that that there is a top in place. That is the top of the whole move coming up there. So anyway, let's just see how we play out. Let's see this 5 waves finish. Let's see what type of pattern unfolds after that there. But you can expect the 1372, the whole subgroup 2 area here, to basically hold the price here. If the 1372 becomes resistance, and a strong resistance, then the trigger would be the 365 to short down to this level down here if it's going to expand further down through there. Okay. Okay, that's it. Alrighty. Well, alrighty. Well, all right. Have a good day and good morning and good luck.